The headlines are already calling it the biggest Social Security raise in years. And for once, they're not wrong. The early numbers point to somewhere between 3.8 and 4.7% for 2027, way above the usual. So here's what I want to do. I'll turn that percentage into real dollars on a real check, because almost nobody does that part. And then I'll tell you the one honest thing the headlines leave out. The reason a bigger raise doesn't actually mean you're better off. Quick note before we start, this is an early estimate. The official number doesn't come from Social Security until October. This is Mike. He's been on Social Security a couple of years now. Still drives the same truck he's had forever. And when he saw the news, he thought what most folks thought. Okay, finally, a little breathing room. So let's look at where that number even comes from. It starts with real government data. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks a version of inflation called CPI-W. That's the exact yardstick Social Security uses. And the latest reading came in hot. That's what's driving the estimates. So a couple of independent analysts ran the math. One group puts it around 3.8%. Another well-known analyst puts it closer to 4.7. So call it somewhere in the 4% neighborhood. Now, and this matters, those are estimates, educated ones. But estimates. Social Security doesn't run the official number until October. Here's the part that makes biggest in years actually true. Over the last 20 years, the average raise has been about 2.6%. So a number near 4, that genuinely stands out. But standing out on a chart and helping you at the grocery store, those are two different things. Which brings us to the part you actually came for, the dollars. Here's the thing almost no headline does. They give you a percentage and walk away. So let's do what they don't. Put it on a real check. The average retirement check right now is about $2,071 a month. That's our real-world example. If the raise lands near the low estimate, that check goes up by roughly $79 a month. Near the high end, closer to $97. So in plain English, somewhere around $80 to $100 more every month. Over a full year, call it about $1,000. Real money. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. And to be fair, it is bigger than last year. The 2026 raise added about $56 a month to that same check. This year's estimate is noticeably more. That's the real reason people are calling it the biggest in a while. And that part holds up. So Mike's feeling pretty good right now. Extra $100 a month, give or take. And honestly, he should, a little. But there's one thing about that raise that changes how it should feel. And it's the thing the headlines never say out loud. Here's what a cost of living raise actually is. It's not a bonus. It's not the system getting more generous. It's a catch-up, built to keep your check level with prices that already went up. And think about why this raise is so big in the first place. It's big because inflation was big. Gas, diesel, airfare, a lot of everyday stuff jumped this past year. The raise is large because the bills got large. So when that extra $80 or $90 shows up, it's not putting you ahead. It's paying you back for money you already spent in 2026. Look, that's the honest version. A big COLA isn't good news about your future. It's the receipt for a rough year that already happened. It keeps you standing in place. It doesn't move you forward. And there's a small twist that makes a big raise sting a little. The income thresholds that decide whether your Social Security gets taxed, $25,000 if you're single, $34,000 for couples, those haven't changed in over 40 years. So as your check climbs, more of it can quietly slide into taxable territory. One more reason bigger doesn't automatically mean better off. Now, I don't want Mike walking away gloomy, and I don't want you to either. So here's the takeaway worth holding on to. Don't build your retirement plan around the COLA. It's not a lever you control, and it's not built to get you ahead, just to keep you even. If you're counting on the raise to fix a tight budget, it won't. That's just me being straight with you. The things that actually move the needle, they're the ones you do control. How much you put in while you're still working, including catch-up contributions after 50, and when you actually claim Social Security. Because waiting can raise your check permanently far more than any single year's COLA. I broke both of those down in earlier videos. One on saving when you've started late, one on the timing of your claim. If those are on your mind, they're worth a look. Now, none of this means the raise is bad. For someone living mostly on Social Security, an extra $80 or $90 a month genuinely helps. It does. The point isn't to be cynical about it, it's just to see it clearly. A catch-up, not a windfall. And if you want the number that actually matters, yours, not the average, go to ssa.gov, log into your My Social Security account, and pull your statement. Page 2 shows your real benefit. That's your starting point. COLA or no COLA. If this was useful, I send one short email a week. The numbers from that week's video, free, links in the description. And keep an eye out in October. That's when we'll know the real 2027 number. I'll cover it when it lands. This channel is for educational purposes only. Nothing here is financial advice. Always consult a licensed financial advisor. Sources: BLS.gov, SSA.gov, IRS.gov.